Hey everybody, one of the things that I see missed a lot when I'm looking at other people's estimates is this power attic vent cover. Before we get going, you may or may not know that I built a roofing field guide which gives you a picture of the most common roofing components that you're going to see on a roof. I give you Xactimate code and a brief description as to what it is. And then also I've got a hurricane checklist that you can download. If you are deployed to a hurricane, it kind of explains what I would pack if I were you. And also I have a large loss macro that you can download and then put into Xactimate. But now let's jump into the video. So this motor actually goes inside of here. I just took it out to show you what it looks like. And so this is a power attic vent. So in the attic, you hardwire this to electricity, and then it has a thermostat on here that you can set. The thermostat goes from 50 degrees to 120 degrees. And so basically its job really is to get the hot air out of the attic in the summertime. These covers dent pretty easy by hail. And I do some part-time work for this roofing company, and I was talking to the owner about one of these, and he's like, man, I know all insurance companies just pay for the cover, but you can't find the cover anywhere. So I was talking to Xactimate about this and their pricing team, and I said, hey, I'm talking to these contractors and they say that they can't find just the power attic vent cover. So if they can't find the cover, then the whole assembly would need to be replaced. And so they did some digging and they sent me places to find just the cover. So I mean, we're probably always going to have that push and pull with contractors and adjusters. They want the full assembly, but the policy pays for the cover because that's what's damaged. Now, there is some caveats. They have a cosmetic endorsement that says if the damage is only cosmetic and it's metal, then the policy doesn't pay for it. So make sure you check your policy and endorsements, because your endorsements may change the way you pay or you don't pay something. But anyway, so the right Xactimate code for this, if you're replacing the cover only, is RFG PAVC for power attic vent cover. What I see a lot of people do is they just do RFG PAV. Well, if you do that, you're replacing this entire assembly, which is this whole assembly including the motor, and the cost difference on that is probably a difference of like $200. I'm just guessing. The cost on the whole assembly is probably $275, and so if you're just replacing the cover, that's probably between $75 and like $100. So if you replace the power attic vent cover, make sure you're doing RFG PAVC. Now, one other thing that I want to mention is a lot of times you're going to go out and look at these power attic vents and you're going to find damage on it, and the customer is going to say, hey, Andy, my power attic vent doesn't work. It hasn't worked since the storm. Well, what you're going to have to do on something like that is they're going to have a qualified technician come out and look at it and give us a report as to why it's not working. Because think about it, these things sit up in the attic for years and years and years. How would they know when it stopped working? Now, it could be that a power surge did cause it to stop working, or maybe something storm related caused it to stop working. Maybe water leaked from the roof and got in there. It's always a case-by-case basis, but generally, if a power attic vent isn't working and they tell you about it when you're out there doing your inspection, most of the time the customer will have to have an electrician or a qualified technician examine it and identify what the problem is and then what caused that problem. If it's something related to the storm or whatever loss you're working and is covered by the policy, then make sure you add RFG PAV, which includes the entire assembly. Anyway, guys, I hope that video helps. I will see you in the next one.